Samsung looks just about ready to pull the curtain back on its Galaxy Z Tri-Fold, and the anticipation is already building. The launch is expected next month, but some of the key specs have slipped out early, and they're starting to paint a pretty exciting picture. The company already teased the design at the APEC 2025 event in Korea. It looks slick, but Samsung kept all the important details under wraps. Now Evan Blass has jumped in with what he says are confirmed specs, and they make the upcoming Tri-Fold feel even more real. According to Blass, Samsung has locked in the final name. Yes, it's officially the Galaxy Z Tri-Fold. It sounds simple, but after months of guessing, it's nice to hear it straight. He also says the phone will carry a 6.5-inch outer display and a 10-inch inner screen when it's fully spread open. Those numbers had popped up before, but the brightness levels are new. The cover display will reportedly hit 2600 nits, and the inner display will reach 1600 nits, which should make everything look bold and clear whether you're outside or on the couch. Battery talk has been messy recently. One leak pointed to a 5,600 mAh capacity, but Blass claims it's actually 5,437 mAh. That kind of difference isn't unusual, so it's not worth stressing over just yet. He also repeats that Samsung is going with a 200-megapixel main camera and a Snapdragon chipset. What we still don't know is whether it'll be the Snapdragon 8 Elite or the newer Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Storage, RAM, weight, and charging speeds are still a mystery, but with these new details, the Galaxy Z Tri-Fold is starting to feel like a real product rather than a concept. If Samsung pulls this off, next month's launch could be one of the most interesting smartphone reveals in years. Samsung made headlines at APEC 2025 when it finally unveiled the long-rumored Galaxy Z Tri-Fold, and the excitement hasn't died down since. The world's first dual-hinged phone is set to arrive before the end of the year, but if you're already thinking about grabbing one, you might want to manage your expectations. Reports out of Korea suggest that the Galaxy Z Tri-Fold will be released in only a handful of markets, and production numbers are surprisingly low. Supply chain insiders say Samsung has built just 20,000 units so far. That's far fewer than many expected, and even suppliers aren't sure if more parts will be ordered. One supplier hinted that Samsung might increase production, but only if demand proves strong enough. To put that in perspective, the Galaxy S25 Edge, which struggled to meet sales goals, still sold around 650,000 units in its first month. Compared to that, the Tri-Fold's initial run is almost microscopic. If Samsung decides not to ramp up production, this phone could quickly become one of the company's rarest releases. Of course, the Galaxy Z Tri-Fold is no ordinary smartphone. It's more expensive, far more complex, and a bold step into new territory for Samsung. The company is clearly being cautious, testing the waters before diving in. That might make sense from a business standpoint, but it's left many of Samsung's component suppliers waiting for answers. As of now, those suppliers haven't received any new updates about future production plans. They're expecting more clarity by December, and like everyone else, they're eager to see whether Samsung's big gamble pays off.